At times, these white mature cataracts are intumescent kind of cataracts, and this is evident by the appearance where it is a variable color indicating that there are fluid lakes in between the opaque lens. Now this is one patient who had similar cataract, and this is the B scan which shows a nearly normal finding, and this is where we start. Now these intumescent cataracts have a tendency, just like a balloon which is inflated, that the outer capsule is very under stress. So the moment you make a nick, it tends to rip, and that is why it's very important that you have to have a controlled rhexis in these cases. Otherwise the capsular rhexis will simply extend to the periphery. So this is where the issue or the concept of double rhexis comes in. So if we make a small rhexis in the center first, as is being created, this will allow us access inside the capsule into the lens matter, and then these lakes, which are actually the causing problem, can be simply disintegrated, and portion of the volume can be reduced, and this will reduce the pressure or the turgidity of the capsule, and then subsequently a comfortable, reasonably sized rhexis can be done without fearing that it will extend into the periphery. This decompression technique can be done before surgery also, and it has been demonstrated that even YAG laser capsulotomy done few minutes or maybe a half an hour before the surgery actually helps in managing this situation. But here I am demonstrating this technique where doing a double rhexis does the same job. So as we can see, this double rhexis or the second rhexis never had any intention to be blown out, and it was a very well controlled rhexis, just like any other cataract. Now rest of the surgery is not an issue. It's a white cataract with reasonably sized nucleus, removing the overlying cortex and then performing the primary chop. The video is being run at 1.5 times its normal speed because the point of interest was limited to performing that rhexis. At times the nucleus can be simply made to stand up, and that will provide ease of access and chopping in a situation where there may be a compromise in the anterior chamber depth. The nucleus has been removed, and there is just a remaining opaque cortical fiber remaining, which is more like a flake rather than fibrous, and this also can be simply aspirated. Removing opaque lens fibers is relatively easy because they are easily visualized, and on the contrary, the fibers which are transparent need much more vigilant removal. And this is a hydrophobic monofocal, hydrophobic multifocal IOL, which the leading haptic goes into the bag and the trailing haptic is simply dialed. It's interesting to see that a patient who was wanting such a premium IOL had waited for so long with this handicap of the vision and got the surgery done later on when the eye had a nearly white mature cataract and vision was limited to PLPR. This is usually a rarity, and now performing a opposite clear corneal incision just to relieve the pre-existing corneal astigmatism, and this is one of the effective and cost-effective way of managing corneal astigmatism. Just by placing a opposite clear corneal incision can take care of corneal astigmatism of something like 1 diopters. Removing the viscoelastic and making sure that the chamber doesn't collapse or become shallow. A swab stick can always be put up into the incision, over the incision, so as to seal the chamber. Anterior chamber is hydrated to satisfaction, and the surgery is done. This is the day 1 post-op picture. We can appreciate clear cornea, a dilated pupil and IOL which is centered. And this is the day 7 picture where the mydriatic has been stopped and the patient had good gain of vision. Thank you.